every morning I make it a habit to look and listen to the news, what's going on. And what amazes me that every time I open the TV and watch and listen to the news, it is giving me all this news about somebody got stabbed, somebody got shot, somebody's being slashed in the subway, and all of those things. Somebody's dead because of car crashes, and all of those things. I mean, what is going on with the world now? And then here comes the news about war in the Middle East, war in Ukraine. What's the next war? Maybe Asia, China, and Taiwan. I mean, all of this news is, I don't know, I will not say negative, but, well, it's negative, but all of this news is sort of depressing. You're trying to make your day a happy one, but then when you open it, you see all of those sorts, all of these kind of things, and it's kind of making my day, like, I don't know. But you know what? It's also what I think is that it's telling us something. It is telling people something to be aware of, and probably reflect on something about themselves, and reflect on something about themselves, and think about something they can do to, I don't know, do something, something that they can do about themselves that could give a great impact on the surroundings. I mean, why do people get stabbed? And it usually happens in the middle of the night or even at dawn. Isn't it the idea of being mindful of your surroundings? Like, when you look at the people in the subway, everybody's bowing down, looking at their cell phones. Nobody's even looking at their surroundings. I don't look at my cell phone if I'm on the subway. I'm always putting it in my pocket or in my purse, because I wanted to see what's going on around me. So this is very, very, it's very alarming to see this kind of news every day and every morning. But my thought is that people nowadays are so attached with technology that they forget about what's going on around them. They forget about touching the flower, or be mindful of feel the freshness of the air, and be able to look at nature. I mean, those kind of things makes people calm, but they for some reason people are just in their cell phones. I have no idea what's going on. I think that people should be aware about it, that they are no longer in their natural state. When I said that, is that they're no longer in their conscious level of the environment, of the things around them. They're more focused on their cell phone, on social media. There's nothing wrong about it with social media, but what's wrong about it is that, hey, if you're riding on a subway, you can't be aware of what's going on around you. You don't see the people getting inside the car, these crazy people getting in. You can't see them because you're on your cell phone. Next thing you know, the thief, you don't know. Next thing you know, somebody grabs your cell phone, and you're in shock. I mean, all of those kind of things. But this is just crazy. I think that that people should think about it, because it is not good for I mean, there, it is not good if you're not even feeling what is going on around you. Another thing also that I observe in the subway is that um, this homeless people making subway as their, I don't know, their homes. But I'm wondering what the government is really doing about it. I know, and I listen to the news that they're always doing something about homelessness, but I still see homeless people in the subway. I don't know whose fault is this. Is it the fault of the person himself because doesn't want to be? Uh, I don't know. Is it the government? Is it the people? Who knows? But I think that the government should uh, work double to solve these issues, because it's not it's not appealing to everyone. I mean, it's not. First of all, if there are homeless people living in the subway, it stinks. That's number one. There's air pollution. You see litters everywhere. I know that there are a lot of policemen now because of this crime in the subway, but there's still crime. I don't know. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. And the thing is that um even if they do something, this people, they still have to, if they see the policeman, they go some other place, and where there's no police, and they do the thing that they want to do, snatch or slash people or whatever. It's crazy. But I think it's the people, it's the person in the subway. Like I said, be mindful what's going on in your environment. Don't look at your cell phone all the time. Just be mindful and observe people. Smell what's going on around you. Look what's going on around you. It's like stop, look, and listen. That's the thing. So you get to be aware of what's going on. I'm not saying you're not going to use your cell phone, but do it in a way where you're safe. Do it in a way when it's proper. Most of all, safety is very important if you're in the subway, because you'll never know what's going to happen. You'll never know what's going on out there, and the next thing you know, you're in the middle of something and you can't escape. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, the government has something to do about it, but also the person himself needed to be aware. Well, the Mayor Adams, I know Mayor Adams is doing his best for the good of New York City. I think that this is one issue that he should address and give importance, especially homelessness. Crimes in the subway is going up and down, and it goes with what's going on around the world. Some people are just copycats. They do something based on what they see on TV. I mean, that's crazy. But I think that the local government has the biggest role to solve this problem. And yeah, like I said, the person should be aware also. No blaming on anybody else, but everybody gets to have a role. The government, the person, and the officers, within, in the city. helping to protect the people. But anyway, that's all I can say. Just a thought, random thoughts. I don't know. Hi, I'm back again, and I want to continue about these thoughts that I have. I want to tell you that in our apartment, we live in the second floor. We received, I think that was like 3 weeks ago, we received a letter from the owner of the building, and it's telling us that we are only given 90 days to stay in the apartment. I am not surprised because for my many years of staying here in this apartment, I noticed that there are several repairs that needs to be done in the building, particularly in our apartment, that is scaring me. For instance, the ceiling of our bathroom is flooded, because above our bathroom is another bathroom in the third floor. So, and now I noticed that it is the flooring is cracking, and I could tell that anytime it can collapse, and that would be scary. I mean, what I'm saying is that I'm not surprised that we were given 90 days, because when we tried to inform the owner that things needs to be repaired, several months and even a year, I think that we said that, they said we couldn't repair that unless the whole apartment is vacated. So, but we didn't because it's really hard to find an apartment, and besides, we are given the opportunity for a cheaper rent here compared to others. But then now they decided to really give us this final notice that we really have to go out, because they need to repair the whole building. Well, what I'm thinking is that my thought is that we stayed here for more than 10 years, so that's why we're given 90 days, and that is good, because we can have enough time to find a new place. But the only thing is that we couldn't find a place this cheaper, the kind of rent that we have now, because if we move to another apartment, that would be 2 or 3 times higher with the rent. Well, I don't know, but it's hard if you are an immigrant and you are doing some kind of odd jobs, and you're sending money back home, and then you have to pay your bills, you have to eat, you have to take care of yourself. I mean, it's really hard being an immigrant. So with this situation of ours, being given 90 days is even hard, because I don't think we can find an apartment right away within 90 days. I mean, we can, but given our financial situation, it's hard. So, but I am sort of lucky, because I found one, which is through some connections, and although it is a little bit higher with the rent, at least not the kind of, it's not like the whole room would be like $800 or $1,000. So I found something that's a little cheaper but a little higher than what I'm renting right now. But it's given the situation, we I think that most people are still recovering from the COVID um, era. Some people just got back to job, and I got back to job, and I'm not earning much. And when during the COVID time, I didn't have a job for almost a year, so I have to, like. Borrow money from my sister, so now I'm still paying it. So it's really hard. As an immigrant, I think that I don't know. It's hard to tell, and especially now that we are seeing an influx of asylum seekers from other countries. So it is the housing now. It's I don't know. It's beyond my imagination. I don't know how to describe it. But some people are living in a very very challenging situation, and I can say that I felt lucky because I'm still in a good condition, even though it's hard, but it manageable. I would say manageable in a way. So manageable in a way that I can still eat, I can still pay, but it's really 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 very tight, given the fact that I am sending my nephew to college. So I'm sending money back home to support him for his college education, and that would be a greatest achievement for me if my nephew graduates in college. So my thought is that it's okay to move to another apartment, but then I think the idea is that I have to work harder and harder, probably like 2 times, in order to support myself and support my nephew back home. It, like I said, it's really hard. And also the place that I'm and also the one thing that I am concerned, and I'm happy that I'm moving out. It's because this place is like, when I look at my window, it's like the intersection of streets. So there's a traffic light, and you know what's gonna happen, and you know what to expect if you are in that kind of situation. Because even in the middle of the night, you can hear fire truck or ambulance, or people playing very loud music in their cars, and sometimes at dawn you can hear young people screaming, laughing, and drunk. Well, that's the good thing. That's the good thing of moving out from this place, because the new place that I'm moving in is the opposite of what I am experiencing right now, and I'm also very excited about it. So anyway, that's life is not stagnant. Life is always full of challenges. Life is full of ups and downs. So I think we just have to deal with it. I think the best thing is just make ourselves happy, and just go with the flow. So moving out, probably a good thing. Moving in, a good thing, but it's just another chapter of life I am experiencing. So, well, that's just my thought. I just think that I have to maintain what's good for me. Just be happy, just be content, and go with the flow. All right, so thank you. Hello, good day. I don't think I want to introduce myself anyway, but I know you saw me in one of the videos that I've been in sometime. But anyway, I am tasked to do something, say something about anything or any topic, expressing myself of just my own thoughts on anything. So, but I wanted to say something about something that I observed within my environment and within the city of New York as a whole, in the subway, on the streets, or anywhere I am. But I would like to say something about a recent experience that the whole of New York City experienced, about the earthquake that happened recently. That very day, I don't have to work. I just, sat on my computer and did some computer works. Actually, I did some editing. And all of a sudden, there's this shaking, and I noticed that my computer is tilting, left and right in a 30 degrees angle so quick that it made me jump out of my chair. And aside from that, I also saw my TV shaking so quick, so fast, for a few seconds, and it was scary. So all of a sudden, I jumped out of my of my chair and opened my door and went to the kitchen and called some of my housemates and realized that I was alone. So I went back to my room, and then all of a sudden everything just stopped. But that made me panic for a while, because that was my first experience of an earthquake in New York, and that intensity made me really scared. At that moment, when I came back from the kitchen and the living room, I went back to my room. I stood still and didn't sit down right away. I just stood still and just listened and just tried to feel something. And it was so scary that even my thoughts were just, I felt like I was totally blank. So after that very moment, I tried to look at the news. A few minutes after, my cell phone also rang, and it gave an emergency ringing or beeping, that saying that New York just experienced an earthquake. And then the TV suddenly shifted from the regular programming into breaking news, telling broadcasting that New York experienced this earthquake. So it was actually an earthquake. So it was like the whole day broadcast of that incident, where I see newscasters interviewing people on the streets and their houses, and interviewing people on the phone on what they thought about that. Well, here's my thought. When that happened, all of New Yorkers are bracing themselves for a rare phenomenon of what they call the eclipse, the total solar eclipse. So I was thinking that the earthquake is actually part of that phenomenon, because I don't know, for some reason, some people of religious belief, they also think that if there's an earthquake, I mean, if there's a solar eclipse coming, certain natural disasters or certain natural phenomena is going to happen before that. So I was thinking that the earthquake was one of them. And then in the evening after that, when I went into the kitchen and when my housemates came from work and we all gathered together in the living room, we were also discussing about the incident. Well, so funny, because one of them didn't know there was an earthquake because she said she was working, she was moving around. But the other one, one of my housemates, also said that she felt the earthquake but didn't mind at all. But with the point that when we were discussing it, everybody is giving their own thoughts at the same time, that the earthquake was actually part of that phenomenon related to the solar eclipse. So what does that mean when well, certain people, it's like art, when people give their own interpretation. Some people say that it's just natural earthquake because, I mean, it happens, it doesn't have to be related with the eclipse. Some people would say it is related with the eclipse, but anyway, whichever, whatever the reason may be, I think that every person have their own interpretation of certain phenomenon that's happening in the world. So I think that earthquake is also, no, just like when you try to think about it, it is a cycle. It is something that happens within the internal core of the earth, as there is certain activity within the earth that people are not aware, or probably aware, and they're not aware that it is going to happen at certain time of a certain day. It is also the same with a human body.